flow to the game of hockey, really.
Yes, there is.
I don't think I'll ever get it.
Give it a try. Pick her up here.
Okay, Hughes on that right point, dumps it into the Winnipeg zone. Dunn bumping the puck to Hedberg at center as he... yeah, I think maybe he tripped you on it. See, you make me self-conscious when... I'm okay if you're not listening in.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It's like, how could you paint if Picasso was watching you?
Oh, listen to this. Listen to this. Wait a minute. We're snapping here tonight. A shot from the left point by Schubert. Wakely the save. Steers the rebound on right wing for Andre Lacroix, who has trouble moving out. Lost it now to Kent Nilsson along the near boards in the Houston zone. Centers it. Heroes Laraway breaks it up, and here's John Tonelli. Lead pass for Laraway. In against Schubert. In on goal. Laraway, a shot. Save Daly. As Laraway poked at the puck, and Daly had a dive across to make the stop. And back comes Dave Dunn. A long lead pass for Anders Hedberg. Too far ahead. Back after it, Scott Campbell for the Arrows on right wing to John Hughes. Lead pass for Laraway. Behind him, it rolls down the length of the ice into the jet zone. Back to touch it is Lasuk. And the Arrows are called for icing. I'd like to say hello to Mike Millette.
Why don't you say hello to Mike?
Mike is in Sharpstown Hospital and not feeling that well. We hope he's okay soon.
What about Bobby Kincaid?
Bobby Kincaid, the Arrows equipment manager.
What about Heidi Stanfield?
How's Heidi? What's wrong with Heidi? She okay?
You won't believe this.
Try me.
Okay. She was out working in the yard and woke up and her lips were swollen, her face was swollen, her eyes were swollen, and she looked down, she had poison ivy.
Oh.
So
how's she feeling?
Gonna be not too good. She's not here tonight, and so we'll say to Heidi Stanfield, hope you're feeling better, Heidi, by the time I get home.
Don't
next
laugh.
couple of days. She's got some antibiotics here to make her feel a little better. That's really painful.
Here's Ruskowski pulled down. Going to be a penalty here to the Winnipeg Jets and Mr. Kim Claxton will go to the penalty box as he pulled down Terry Ruskowski. A 2-minute minor for hooking two. Kim Claxton, time of the penalty, 3:06 of the third period. And some of the fans get on Kim Claxton's back as he goes to the penalty box, and he makes a little gesture, not obscene to the fans, just with the hands in a talking motion. And Claxton is finally seated.
The Arrows with a couple of power play goals here tonight. Taylor with one and Tonelli with one. So we look down on the ice, and where is Teddy Taylor and John Tonelli? Over in the Arrows bench. Lukowicz, Ruskowski, and Hans is out there. Shella and McLeod back on the blue line.
So the Arrows on the power play here in search of their 55th power play goal of the year. Here is Shella on right wing now to Ron Hansis. Flips it down to the ice into that Jet zone. The Jets try to clear it. Hansis holding it in. Pushes it in front of that Winnipeg goal. It's broken up by the Jets down left wing. It's Lasuk. Into the Houston zone. Shooting right on. Wakely the save. Sets the puck up now for John Shella. Jets have had 43 power play goals scored against. Here's Terry Ruskowski. He's stopped by Lasuk. Shella goes back to get the puck for the Arrows. John Shella, lead pass for Ruskowski, starting out on right wing for the Arrows, to center ice. Lead pass on left wing for Al McLeod. McLeod into that Jet zone. Centers it for Lukowicz. It's taken away by Barry Long. And Long for Winnipeg. Clears it to center ice for Bill Lasuk. It's taken away by Al McLeod. Now to Terry Ruskowski. To Ron Hansis. Hansis for the Arrows. Left wing pass for Lukowicz. Too far ahead. It rolls down into the Jet zone. Going in Ted Green against Lukowicz. Lukowicz bumps Green. Here's Hansis at the left point for Paul Popiel. It rolled outside the line. Popiel brought it back in. It is offside at the Winnipeg blue line. Crowd thought that Popiel had held it in there. It was close, but it was offside. And we have 1:01 left in the penalty to McLeod.
Jerry, the Arrows in the month of March, which they just closed out, they had a 6-1 record at home. They had a 3-3-1 record on the road. So 9-4-1. A pretty good month for the Arrows. In fact, there was only one other month that they were able to win more games than that, and that was during the month of February, where they won 10.
Here's Steve West on the face-off against Lynn Powis. The Arrows have the power play and a 5-0 lead here in the third period over the Winnipeg Jets. Quebec is leading Edmonton 8-0 with about 2 minutes to go in that game up in Quebec City. Now here is Steve West to John Gray. Gray waiting for his team to get on side as he moves into that Winnipeg zone on left wing. Here's John Gray at the left point. Now to Paul Popiel, looking for an open man. At that left point, Popiel winds up a shot. That's blocked by Moffat. And Lyle Moffat moves to center ice for the Winnipeg Jets. Now to Lynn Powis. Powis in that center ice zone. Whacked at by Teddy Taylor. Still with that puck. Powis into his own zone for Barry Long. Shoots it down the ice into the Houston zone. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty as Andre Lacroix goes back to get it for the Aeros. Here's Andre Lacroix winding up in his own zone. He went over the 100-point plateau tonight for the Houston Aeros. Lacroix on right wing, waiting for his team to get onside from that Winnipeg blue line. Now in for John Gray, who has a break, lost the puck as Barry Long came over after Gray, and Gray just coughed it up. Kim Claxton comes back on as the Jets clear it to center. Winnipeg killing off that penalty. Here's Gray in on right wing into the Jet zone. Try to get it to Steve West. Gray is tripped up. Now West and Moffat collide along the end boards in that Winnipeg zone. And here comes Ted Green back for the Jets. Lead pass for Peter Sullivan has a breakaway. In on goal, a shot. Weekly the save. Rebound comes to John Gray. And Gray for the Aeros. Can't clear it. Checked by Willie Lindstrom. They tie it up along the near boards and play is called. And from the summit, this is Houston Aeros hockey. .29 left in regulation time. The Aeros leading the Jets 5-0. Again, that season ticket hotline, 629-1050. 629-1050. Here is John Hughes for the Aeros. Up on right wing for Don Laraway. Lost it to Kenny Baird. Baird centers it for Sullivan. Shooting, and Wakely makes the save. Here's Lacroix on right wing. Now to Don Laraway. Laraway in center ice for the Aeros. Shoots it down the ice into the Winnipeg zone. Goaltender Daly now to set it up for Dunn. He lost it to Laraway, who gave it away to Dunn. Around on left wing for Ken Baird. He tried to clear it. He does to center. And here's Sullivan racing after to break down left wing into the Houston zone. Centers it. Here's Lindstrom. A shot. He scores. Willie Lindstrom set up by Peter Sullivan, who outraced that Aeros defense. And Lindstrom breaks the shutout string for Ernie Wakely at the 6:01 mark of the third period, cutting the Houston lead to 5-1. It's a shame that Wakely didn't come up with the shutout tonight. He played as spectacular as any goaltender I've seen in an Aeros uniform here tonight.
Well, Jerry, certainly when you're playing against the Winnipeg Jets, it's impressive to even hold them scoreless for this long a period of time. In the last couple of games, Wakely has played just tremendous hockey in the summit here, and he has come up just that one shy. In fact, it was really disappointing the other night when they scored that one goal. Edmonton scoring with Sandbeck getting the goal in the third period, late in the third period. And here tonight, the Aeros leading 5-0, and Jets coming up finally with a goal.
Here's Baird stealing the puck from Lacroix. Shot saved by Wakely. Puck on the end boards, picked up now by Al McLeod for the Aeros, trying to clear it. Schuberg at the left point, holding it in. Right point for Lindstrom. It rolls outside the line, and the Jets have to get back onside. Here is Schuberg. Lead pass now tipped away by the Aeros. Andre Lacroix on left wing to John Tonelli into that Winnipeg zone. Tonelli on right wing to Laraway. Laraway, that shot. Daly the save. Rebound. Tonelli shoots to Lacroix. It was stopped at the defense. Now on the end boards, Tonelli just missing it for the Aeros, and here comes Schuberg. Down left wing for the Winnipeg Jets. Schuberg into center ice. Lead pass for Sullivan. Intercepted by Don Laraway. He's played a strong two-way hockey game tonight for the Aeros. Now to Al McLeod on right wing for Shella. In his own zone, he just slaps the puck to center. Picked up now by Schuberg. Schuberg for the Jets, a right wing pass to Lindstrom, breaking it into that Houston zone. Centers it for Baird, shooting. That's wide on the backhand on the far side. And here comes Lacroix for the Aeros, winding up in his own zone. 12:50 left in regulation time. The Aeros leading 5-1. Andre Lacroix into that Winnipeg zone. Around Claxton on right wing. Lacroix fakes a shot to Laraway, shooting. Blocked at the defense by Baird, and Claxton gets the puck. Winding up in his own zone for the Winnipeg Jets. On left wing to Barry Long. Long from center, fakes a shot, moves it into that Houston zone, lost it, and it rolls to center, and Long goes back to get it with 12:25 left here in the third period. Aeros leading 5-1. The Jets give it away to Lukowicz. He overskates it, though, and here's Kent Nilsson to Crisco. In on right wing to Nilsson. It's coming back to Crisco, moving in on goal. Ruskowski breaks it up, but can't clear it. Held in by Hedberg. Hedberg bumped by Ruskowski. Now they push and shove. Here's Ruskowski and Claxton pushing. Popeil after the puck. Ruskowski moving in after a man. Steps into Kent Nilsson. It comes to Hedberg. Hedberg trying to center it. On the end boards, Kent Nilsson does dump it in front. Ruskowski breaks it up for the Aeros and clears it down the ice. And the Jets will have to go back and get it. Touching it, Kim Claxton. The Aeros are called for icing. And from the summit, this is Houston Aeros hockey. Lynn Zimmerman over at the Aeros bench, the back of goaltenders. Got Kim Claxton talking to himself. Arrows leading 5-1. 11:52 to go in the third period. Arrows up by 4. Here is Claxon on left wing and center ice now to Barry Long, back in that Winnipeg zone. Long shoots it ahead in center ice, and here's Scott Campbell for the Arrows to Terry Ruskowski. Now to Ron Hansis. Hansis in that jet zone, flips it along the near boards. Going in after it, Terry Ruskowski, Barry Long trying to clear it, shoots it to center. Kent Nilsson tips it down the ice into the Houston zone. And here's Ernie Wakely out to steer it around on right wing for Paul Popeil. It's stolen by the Jets. A shot by Hedberg as it's centered out. Save, or as it comes off the end boards. Here's a save now by Wakely on Hedberg as he got the rebound. Now the Jets come up with it again. Kent Nilsson at the right point to Kim Claxon. Claxon winding up. A shot tipped wide by Anders Hedberg. Here's Hansis for the Arrows trying to clear it. Can't. Barry Long holding it in. A shot tipped away by Ernie Wakely. Now in the corner, Popeil bumped by Kent Nilsson. Here's Lukowicz stepping into Hedberg. Ruskowski moves in as well as now Claxon pushes at Ruskowski. They bring the sticks up. Claxon trying to get back at Ruskowski. The linesmen get in there. Now Claxon throws a left hand at Scott Campbell. Claxon grabbed by one linesman. Here's Ruskowski trying to get back at Kim Claxon. Terry Ruskowski trying to get back at Kim Claxon as now Hedberg and Lukowicz push and shove. The linesmen move Claxon away from Ruskowski. Dave Matson gets in front of Ruskowski, and we're going to be getting penalties here to Kim Claxon and to Terry Ruskowski. No strangers, either one, to the penalty box. 9:59 of the third period, the time of the penalties. Ruskowski pointing at Claxon in the penalty box. Now we have out on the ice, ready to go to it, Ron Hansis, one of the Winnipeg players. I think that's Hedberg. Now the linesmen get in there, and Hedberg is grabbed by referee Ron Fournier. Paul Popeil pushed out of there by Fournier. Now Lukowicz comes over to say something to Hedberg. Still players milling around in that Houston zone. And
what is that game where they all get together and they
rugby?
Rugby. It looks like a rugby. They're in the huddle. They're in the huddle.
Well, we may be getting more penalties here. Let's see.
Why don't we tell them about the hotline number, Jerry?
Yeah,
we have a couple of minutes here. 629-1050. If you want to give the Arrows assist into the National Hockey League, we've got people down there waiting on the lines. It's been busy all evening long. People here in the Summit have been buying season tickets. Jerry, it's been an exciting hockey game, but we're on our way. 30 days, and we're going to find out what kind of response the people here and an indication from the people their interest in a National League franchise. If you could call 629, and that's 1050, and indicate your interest and find out what you need to know about season tickets or down payment. 10% on your own special seat in the Summit for next year's 78-79 season.
Arrows get a double minor while the Winnipeg Jets get a minor. Claxon for roughing. Ruskowski for roughing and high sticking at 9:59 of the third period. So in 2 minutes, the Jets will get the man advantage.
It's kind of ironic there. It looked like everybody was milling around in the corner, and Claxon came sailing in, but the Arrows, with that 4-goal lead, probably feel relatively comfortable. Of course, this would give the Arrows on the season. And Jerry, taking a look at the standings, the Arrows with 39 wins. This will give them their 40th victory of the season. And with the 4 ties, that would give them 84 points on the year.
Arrows get the draw to Ted Taylor, now to John Cello. We're almost midway through the third period. Arrows leading 5-1. The Arrows give it away to Ted Green. A shot. Wakely the save. Rebound picked up by Al McLeod. McLeod losing it now to Robert Gaindon at the left point for Barry Long. Right point now to Ted Green. Winding up. Slap shot wide on the far side. Shella and Lasuk doing some fencing. Here's a shot tipped by Shella towards the goal, and Wakely had to make the save. Taylor with the puck for the Arrows. Ted Green after him. Arrows get it to Al McLeod on the end boards in that Houston zone, winding up in his own end. McLeod chased back by Bill Lasuk. 25 seconds to go in the first half of the third period. Lasuk and Taylor bump along the end boards and fight for that puck. It's held on the back of the net now, and play is called for a face-up.
Teddy Taylor trying to put a little lean on Lasuk a little bit, and his stick just happened to slip up Lasuk's shoulder, and he puts a lot of pressure into that stick, and the art of using the stick as a defensive tool, in a sense, is one that takes a lot of experience, because you are walking the line of picking up a penalty maybe for slashing or hooking or tripping or these kind of infractions, Jerry. But Teddy Taylor, a master of walking that line so that he can get the most out of that kind of checking without picking up those penalties.
On the face-off, the Jets get the draw, but the Arrows break it up, and here's Ted Taylor with Steve West in center ice. Taylor dumps it down the ice into the Winnipeg zone. Going back to get it, Dave Dunn with Steve West after him. Now Taylor after the puck. Dunn takes it away. On left wing to Schuberg, moving to center. Lars-Erik Schuberg into that Houston zone. Drop pass to Lindstrom, shooting over the top of the Arrows goal. Rebound comes off for the Jets, but the buzzer sounds to end the first half of the third period. 59 seconds left in the minor to Claxon. 2:59 left in the double minors to Terry Wiskowski.
The Arrows win this game here tonight would make the series on the year 5 apiece so that they would go into Winnipeg, that final game of the season, for the rubber match between these two hockey clubs. It's been awfully close as you look over the scoring between these two clubs on the year. The 9 previous games, Winnipeg winning 4-3, Winnipeg winning 5-2, Winnipeg 4-3, and then the Arrows 3-2, 2-1. Winnipeg winning 6-5. You can see Winnipeg 9-6, the Arrows 4-3 and 5-3. So it's awfully close over the year.
All right, we've got 10 minutes to go in regulation time. Houston leading Winnipeg 5-1. Gray will face off against Sullivan in center ice. The Arrows have John Gray and Don Laraway against Sullivan and Lindstrom, and the Jets get the draw. They're down by 4 with 10 minutes to go. On right wing, here's Willie Lindstrom in center ice. Checked by McLeod. Still with that puck in center ice is Willie Lindstrom circling. Scored his 30th goal of the season here tonight. Bumped by McLeod, moves into that Houston zone. Missed on a check by Shella, and John Gray steals the puck. Down left wing for the Arrows. Gray into that Winnipeg zone. Gray trying to make a play around one man. He's tied up by Dave Dunn. Gray looking to make a play on the end boards against Schuberg. They collide. Now Dunn steals it. Loose puck. Taken away by Sullivan. There's going to be a penalty here to the Arrows' John Gray as he slashes at Schuberg. Arrows are going to be 2 men short here in a moment. Now in on right wing, it's Dunn. Got it to Sullivan at the right point. Left point now to Schuberg along the near boards to Lindstrom. The more time they kill off in the penalty, the more they'll have a 2-man advantage. Schuberg, far corner, Ulf Nilsson at the right point. Now to Lindstrom, a shot, save made by Wakely. Loose puck in front, covered up by Wakely, and play is called. 5 seconds left in the minor to Claxon, 2:05 left in the double minor to Terry Wiskowski, and now Gray will go off for slashing at 10:54. And the Arrows are digging themselves a little hole, even though they lead by 4 goals.
Jerry, I don't know, from a team standpoint that is going to get the 2-man advantage, I would almost get it down into that zone and give the other team possession of the puck, because in effect you're going to have that 2-man advantage. You're letting the other penalty tick away, and you're going to have that 2-minute advantage. Of course,
you got in this
case, you're not down to that 2-minute mark, so it doesn't make a difference. But a lot of times, if you're inside that 2-minute mark and you're the only team with that's shorthanded, I think that it would make sense to give possession up.
Larry Hillman, the crowd chanting, "Throw Claxon out." What's Gimme done here now? Wait a minute. Now there's going to be a face-off to the left of Ernie Wakely. The Jets will play 4 against 3 as Gray goes off for slashing at 10:54. Arrows lead the hockey game 5-1. Lacroix on the draw against Ulf Nilsson to the left of Ernie Wakely. Now they get ready for the face-off, and the Jets get it. Back at the right point to Kent Nilsson. A shot. Wakely, the save, juggles it and holds on for a face-off. Kim Claxon out of the penalty box, so now the Jets have a 2-man advantage for 1 minute and 55 seconds.
You're saying go for the Arrows? It's hard to tell up here when you've got the headset.
At first I thought I said throw Claxon out, but he hasn't done anything much.
Well, it was nice that they were cheering.
629-1050, that season ticket hotline for the Arrows. Assist the Arrows into the NHL, if you will. 7,000 season tickets have to be sold in the next 30 days. Here's a shot from the point. Kent Nilsson stopped by Wakely. On a hockey game, that Arrows goaltender has played. Bobby Hull at the right point for Kent Nilsson. Nilsson over at the left point for Bobby Hull. In the slot now for Ulf Nilsson. Shoots! Wakely a pad save. Now crashing through the goal crease is Dave Crisco. Has the puck in the corner. Centers it. Ulf Nilsson, a shot. Hit the goal post to the left of Wakely. At the right point, here's Kent Nilsson. Now to Dave Crisco. Right point, Kent Nilsson. Left point, Bobby Hull. Right point, Kent Nilsson. Winding up, a shot fired wide. Rebound on the end boards. John Hughes after the puck. Has his stick taken away by Hedberg. Now the puck taken by Kent Nilsson in the corner on the near side. Lost it to Andre Lacroix, who finds an opening and shoots it down the ice. And John Hughes is after referee Ron Fournier because Hedberg had taken Hughes' stick away. Now here's Hedberg down right wing. Into that Houston zone. The Jets with a two-man advantage, trailing by 4 goals. At the left point, Bobby Hull. At the right point, Kent Nilsson. In now for Hedberg. Hedberg missed it in the slot. Ulf Nilsson shoots and he fired it wide. Nilsson got his own rebound on the far boards. Looks to make a play still with that puck. Ulf Nilsson at the right point. Nilsson a shot. That's Kent Nilsson shooting. Wakely the save as now we have Lacroix and Hedberg pushing and shoving. Popeil gets into the middle of it for the Arrows. Andre Lacroix and Anders Hedberg, two guys who aren't known for their rough stuff, starting to mix it up in front of that Arrows goal. And John Hughes gets in there for the Arrows. And now Popeil and Ulf Nilsson talk it over. I think Ernie Wakely, that last shot by Kent Nilsson really stung.
Paul Popeil laying a little Danish on these Swedish players, I think. He can talk to them a little bit. There's some similarity between the two languages, and so he'll lay a little bit on them there. He probably knows the premier words, the ones that basic communication can be established on. 6-2-9, 1-0-5-0.
Jets on that two-man advantage power play situation here. Lose the face-off at 0. Scott Campbell clears it down the ice on goal. It's stopped by Daly. And here comes Kent Nilsson. 28 seconds left in that first minor penalty. That's to John Gray. As Ruskowski had a double minor, he was serving. Now the puck is centered. Scott Campbell breaks it up but fails to clear it. Bobby Hull along the left wing boards in that Houston zone at the right point to Kent Nilsson. Closing in on goal, a shot, he scores! Nilsson put it between Wakely's legs. Wakely tried to kick at it and missed it. And the Jets cut the Arrows lead to 5-2, and it's not over yet, my friends.
Nilsson's been firing that puck from the right point, and we'll take a look at his statistics on the year. The rookie who is probably in the running for the top rookie in this World Hockey Association, Scott Campbell, would have to be considered in that category. Shot from the right point. And Nilsson on the year, picking up his 40th goal, so a big one for the youngster as he picks puck up his souvenir. Not a bad season for the youngster in his first year in the World Hockey Association. Kent Nilsson with 40 goals and 60 assists, 100 points himself.
Here's John Tonelli out with Ted Taylor for the Arrows. Houston still a man short for 13 seconds. Tonelli and Taylor, the penalty-killing forwards. The Arrows get the draw and clear it down the ice. And going back to get it, Bill Davis for the Winnipeg Jets. Arrows leading 5-2. Now the penalized player, Terry Ruskowski, steps back on. The Jets clear it into the Houston zone. Wakely sets it up for John Tonelli. Lost it to Lyle Moffat. Now to Ken Baird. It's tipped away by Scott Campbell. Then Baird was belted by Campbell. The Arrows clear it to center ice. Here's Ted Taylor after the puck. He had it hop over his stick. Moffat clears it into the Houston zone, and Scott Campbell clears it to center. Back to get it, Ted Green for the Winnipeg Jets, and left wing to Bill Davis. Davis now to Baird. Moving into that Houston zone. Baird bumped again along the boards by Campbell. Campbell gave him an elbow. Play goes right on. Now the Jets. Powis at the right point for Ted Green. A shot tipped in front by Moffat wide of the goal. Here's Baird, belted by Ruskowski. Knocked into the upper seats here. Almost. Here's Ruskowski moving to center for the Arrows. Down left wing. Into that Jet zone. Ruskowski centers it. Tonelli shoots, save, rebound. Taylor just missed it. And back come the Winnipeg Jets. 3-on-2. Moffat moving into that Houston zone on right wing to Powis. Centered in front. Barrett shoots. Wakely the save. Rebound. Wakely covers up when the puck and play is called. From the summit, this is Houston Arrows hockey. Making his first appearance in the summit, Cleveland, Kiki Mortson. And with the history, Jack Stanfield.
Well, the history is watch this guy in motion because he is something out there. This is something else. It's a pleasure for me.
Here's a shot from the faceoff by Gaindon, wide of the Houston goal. The Arrows leading 5-2 with under 6 minutes left in regulation time. The Jets go back to get it in their own zone. Kiki Mortson out there patrolling the left wing for the Houston Arrows on a line with Steve West and John Gray.
He's on the right side if he's doing that.
There's... Yeah, Mortson is playing the right side. He was guarding the left winger for the Winnipeg Jets is what I should have said. Stumped into that Winnipeg zone by the Arrows and back to get it. Bill Lasuk. Now to Barry Long to Gaindon, flipping it down the ice into the Houston zone. John Hughes after it for the Arrows along the near boards. Checked by Gaindon. Got it now to Steve West. West for the Arrows. moving outside the line in center ice. West down left wing into that Winnipeg zone. West moving through the defense, in on goal. It's knocked away by Kim Claxon. Claxon goes to the corner with Mortson, and Mortson steps into Claxon with a heavy hit. Kiki's getting involved. Here's John Gray, pull down, play goes right on. And here's Bill Lasuk with the puck. Lasuk checked by Kiki Mortson, moving into that Houston zone. A shot blocked by John Hughes, and back come the Arrows. Here is Hughes for Houston in center ice. Arrows leading 5-2, shoots it down the ice into the Winnipeg zone. Back after it is Barry Long. 4:45 left in this one as Lindstrom breaks away down right wing. Lacroix comes over to check him into that Houston zone. Here's Schella breaking up the play. Now the Arrows get it to John Tonelli. Late pass for Don Laraway down right wing. Through center ice into the Winnipeg zone. Slap shot. Daly the save. Rebound. Picked up by Dunn. He tried to clear it. Couldn't. Held in by Tonelli and Lacroix. Here's Lacroix for the Arrows in front. Tonelli shoots. He scores. Don Laraway. I believe Laraway will get the goal as he deflected that shot by John Tonelli. We'll wait and see. Lacroix to Tonelli to Laraway, I believe, tipping it in. It seemed to change directions. And the Arrows lead it 6-2. We'll wait for the official announcement. It may have hit the goaltender in the stick.
It looked like it might have, but good work by Laraway earlier on in the shift. So you might, so often a guy deserves a point on a play. It started in the corner. Lacroix with good control. Laraway in position. And then that pass to Tonelli in the slot a little bit deeper. He fired it. And as we watch it,
what do you think?
I think Tonelli may have picked up.
They give Tonelli the goal, but I think Laraway tipped it in. Now here's Tonelli down left wing, in on right wing for Laraway. Too far ahead, catches up with it, fakes a shot, goes in, looking to center that puck, falls on the end boards. Laraway gets up on those skates again, and here's Moffat knocked down by Tonelli. They fight for the puck. It's covered up and held, and play is called.
Well, Laraway working hard on that right side, even though you mentioned earlier, he's been giving it a good effort out there tonight. When a guy goes down, Jerry, and he's on the ice, it's so easy just to stay there. Hey, it looks like we got something going with Tonelli and Moffat out there.
You're listening to Arrows Hockey on KTRH in Houston.
Quite a kickoff evening for the Arrows on the campaign for entry into the National Hockey League. Of course, the big press conference this afternoon, the announcement that the objective is 7,000 season tickets in the next 30 days, and the response has been phenomenal here at the game. The play of the Arrows has been great here tonight, and also the response on the telephones. We thank you, and if you still have not called, it's 629 1050, and call even just for information so you can get a good, clear picture of what's going on.
Jets bring it into the Houston zone. Schuber got the right point for Dave Dunn. A shot well off the target. Moffat on the far boards after the puck. Bumped by Laraway and Schella. Here's Ulf Nilsson with that puck. Trying to center it. Schella breaks it up for the Arrows. 6-2 Houston lead. Here is Schella. Long lead pass for Lacroix. Winds up on the stick of Laraway. Now to Lacroix on right wing. Into that Winnipeg zone. Dumps it back for Laraway. It's intercepted by Lindstrom. And here come the Jets to Ulf Nilsson down left wing. Into the Houston zone. He stops. Ulf Nilsson going to be a penalty to the Arrows. Looking to center it in front. Here's a shot by Lindstrom. Blocked by the Arrows. Defensive play is called. And Tonelli will get a minor for slashing at 16:49 of the third period. The Arrows lead 6-2. And from the Summit, this is Houston Arrows Hockey. Arrows a man short. Tonelli off for slashing at 16:49. The Arrows lead 6-2. About to move within 2 points of clinching third place.
And Jerry, before we go off here, we'd like to remind everybody that tomorrow night at the different Joske's stores in the Houston area, greater Houston area, there are going to be some of the Arrow players out there. And the next break will give you an idea where they're going to be.
On the face-off, the Arrows get the draw to John Hughes, now to Terry Ruskowski. Ruskowski killing off this penalty up front for the Arrows in center ice. Lead pass for Larry Lund. Into that jet zone, he lost it to Kent Nilsson, who cleared it out. The Arrows' Paul Popiel up with it now to Terry Ruskowski. Ruskowski ragging that puck in the center ice zone. Still with it. Watched by Dave Crisco. Ruskowski still with it. Now to Ted Taylor. Taylor for the Arrows brings it back inside his own line. Twisting and turning with that puck. Now to Paul Popiel. Popiel checked by Hedberg. Popiel dumps it on the end boards in that Houston zone. Try to get it to Taylor. Taylor was checked by Lindstrom. Now Taylor ties it up in the corner with Crisco, and play is called. 2:38 left in regulation time. Minute 27 left in the penalty. Arrows leading 6-2.
Well, meet your favorite Arrow tomorrow night, 7 to 8 o'clock in the men's department of the Joske's stores in the greater Houston area. Terry Ruskowski will be at the Post Oak. Pick up a signed autograph picture. Don Laraway at Gulfgate Mall. Morris Lukowich at Westwood Mall. Rich Preston at the Town and Country. And Ron Hanses out at the Northline Mall. And then if you live in Beaumont, Scotty Campbell, the Arrows' fine rookie, will be out at Parkdale Mall in Beaumont.
From the face-off, the Arrows get the draw to Terry Ruskowski. Now to Paul Popiel, ahead for Larry Lund, trying to clear his own zone. He can't, but the Jets carry to center ice as they fail to hold it in at the blue line. And Sullivan goes back to get it. Now to Hedberg. 1:10 left in that Arrows penalty. 2:20 left in the game. The Arrows leading 6-2. Here is Crisco at the right point for Kent Nilsson in that Houston zone. Now to Pierre Sullivan. Along the near boards to Anders Hedberg. Hedberg now to Sullivan in that corner at the right point for Kent Nilsson. Shoots, he scores! Kent Nilsson, his second goal of the night, a power play goal, cuts the Arrows' lead to 6-3. And Kent Nilsson, his 41st of the year, another power play goal for the Jets. We'll pick up the assist in just a moment. Hedberg got the puck to Sullivan, and they will get the assist.
Back to the point and firing from the point. A good hard shot. It looked like it may have been deflected, but 41st goal of the year for Nilsson, and he is really firing that puck out there tonight. It's kind of broken loose here in the third period. The Arrows, with 2:05 remaining, leading by a score of 6-3, a comfortable margin, Jerry. But you like to keep that defense tight, particularly when you're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. There have been 3 goals by Winnipeg here in the third period and 1 by the Arrows. John Tonelli getting his 21st of the year and second of the evening.
We have 1:55 left in regulation time. The Arrows are leading 6-3 as the Jets clear it to center for Lindstrom. Now ahead for Ulf Nilsson, breaking in around McLeod, in on goal. Missed the puck as he went to shoot. Ulf Nilsson was in a little too close as he missed the puck as he went to shoot, and a break there for the Arrows. Now Lukowicz down left wing, moving it into that Jet zone. Kim Claxon dives to break it up. Arrows try to center it. Very long, and Lukowicz tied up on the end boards for a face-off, and play is called in the Houston zone. 1:34 left in the hockey game. Arrows leading 6-3.
It's an illustration of how speed can really help you out there. Nielsen breaking down center, and then Lukowicz on the turnaround, getting an opportunity at the other end. 2 of the faster players in this World Hockey Association.
Face-off to the left of Daly. Ruskowski on the draw against Ulf Nilsson. The Jets get the draw on the end boards, and here's Lindstrom. 90 seconds left in the game now. Ruskowski to Hansa, shooting, blocked at the defense by Ulf Nilsson. The puck rolls to center. Here's Al McLeod on left wing to Morris Lukowicz, taken away by Ulf Nilsson. Nilsson spun around in center ice and knocked down. Willie Lindstrom gets the puck on left wing now to Barry Long. Long shoots it down into the Houston zone. Here's Lindstrom with a breakaway. In on goal, shoots. Ernie Wakely the save again. And Wakely slaps it high into the air. Now Lindstrom bumped by Ruskowski and knocked down. He steps into Ulf Nilsson. Going to be a penalty here to the Arrows to Terry Ruskowski, as he's going to get a minor penalty here. Ruskowski going off for knocking down the Winnipeg player Lindstrom. Let's see what the call is. Charging or boarding will be the call at 18:56.
Wakely with a great save. And the Arrows really picking up their share of penalties here in the third period. Ruskowski, good hard hit into the corner, and I don't think an unfair one as we look at it on the replay, Jerry. But of course, with just a minute left, the Arrows go shorthanded situation again. Ruskowski getting a boarding call. Take a look at the last few penalties. They have all been Arrows in this third period. Only Claxton coming up with a couple for Winnipeg Club. Ruskowski, Gray, Tonelli, and then Ruskowski again. All 2-minute penalties here in the third period.
Face-off will be to the right of Ernie Wakely. 6-3 the score. The Arrows on top, and from the draw, the Jets get it to gain down left point. Baird, right point for Kent Nilsson. Lacroix tips the puck to center ice. Less than a minute to play in the game. The Arrows leading 6-3. Gain down on left wing 2. Baird moving it into that Houston zone. He's bumped by Larry Lund. Now with that puck, it's Kent Nilsson looking for the hat trick here tonight. Over at the left point for Ken Baird, winding up a shot. He fires it wide on the short side at the right point. Kent Nilsson holding it in as Larry Lund couldn't clear it. Now Nilsson with that puck for the Jets, looking to make a play, centers it. Lindstrom, checked by Al McLeod, 33 seconds left in the game. Here's Gaindon at the right point to Kent Nilsson. Nilsson for the Jets, watched by Larry Lund. Lund pokes it away from Nilsson, but Lindstrom up with that puck along the near boards of that Houston zone, trying to flip it over for Baird. It's knocked away by Lacroix, and Shella clears it outside the line. Andre Lacroix has it for the Arrows with 15 seconds to go. Andre Lacroix checked on the play by Ulf Nilsson. Here's Baird with it, stopped by Andre Lacroix. Ulf Nilsson now, 10 seconds to go. Lindstrom on right wing into the Houston zone. Al McLeod goes back to break it up. They collide on the end boards. McLeod trying to clear it for the Arrows to Andre Lacroix. Couldn't clear it. Held in by the Jets. A shot stopped by Ernie Wakely at the buzzer. The game is over. And the Houston Aeros defeat the Winnipeg Jets 6-3 to move to within 2 points of clinching third place in the World Hockey Association, and thereby assuring themselves of the home ice advantage in the first round of the WHA playoff. But just as importantly, the Aeros have a slim chance. They're still alive for that chase for second place with the New England Whalers. Aeros defeat the Jets 6-3, our final score. From the summit, this is Houston Aeros Hockey.